The girl simply sneezed once, and the next second a massive beehive fell from the sky. Her mother was thrilled at the sight, and quickly carried the beehive back home, boiling it into honey water to share with the fleeing villagers. But they were living in a time of famine, and honey water alone wasn't enough to survive. Yet at this moment their rice bin was completely empty. At that moment the girl quietly wished in her heart if only there was rice. And suddenly the rice bin began producing rice on its own. Her parents rushed over at the sound, both shocked and delighted by the bin full of grain. They all praised their daughter as their little lucky star. In truth, the girl was actually a lucky star from heaven, who had mistakenly been reborn into the mortal world. But her younger brother bullied her every single day, and even her stepmother treated her with particular cruelty, refusing to let her eat, and at the slightest displeasure would beat the girl mercilessly, then lock her in the woodshed. Right then the girl suddenly sensed that her father's life was in danger on the battlefield, so the girl pounded on the door with all her might, telling her stepmother about this, begging her to quickly send someone to save her father. But her stepmother didn't believe a word she said, thinking she was talking nonsense, and angrily grabbed a whip to beat her. Just at that moment a servant rushed in with news that her father had died in battle. Only then did her stepmother believe the truth. So the stepmother branded the girl as a curse, convinced that she had jinxed her father, and immediately ordered the servants to burn the girl alive. At this critical moment, the general arrived just in time to save the little girl. It turned out that on the battlefield, the girl's father had blocked a fatal blade for the general and died. Before dying, her father had asked the general to look after his daughter. To repay this life-saving debt, the general not only brought the girl back to his estate, but also adopted her as his goddaughter. The general then happily lifted the girl up, wanting to show her around the general's mansion. But the moment they reached the back courtyard, they found the place looking utterly desolate. The general felt a bit embarrassed seeing this scene, but then the girl simply smiled at the withered flowers and grass, and the dead plants instantly sprouted and bloomed, transforming the entire garden into a place bursting with life. The general couldn't believe his eyes and rubbed them in disbelief. Just then the girl saw a dark shadow flash by, and realized it was all the work of the imperial advisor, who had grown jealous of the general's military achievements, and had secretly cursed the general's mansion. But he never expected the curse to be so easily broken by the girl. The imperial advisor was furious, and immediately ordered that this girl be eliminated. Yet the girl remained completely unaware, and continued helping the general distribute grain to the refugees. Unexpectedly they ran into her cruel stepmother, who became intensely jealous seeing the girl doing well, and rushed forward shoving the girl to the ground. The general was furious at the sight, and kicked the stepmother away with one swift move. The surrounding refugees couldn't stand it either, and surrounded the mother and son, giving them a beating. So the vengeful stepmother turned around and allied herself with the imperial advisor. Under the imperial advisor's instigation, she secretly snuck into the general's mansion that very night, and poured a massive amount of poison into the well. Soon the general and nearby refugees all fell ill with a strange disease. The physician diagnosed that this particular poison required a 1,000-year-old spiritual medicine to cure, but such divine medicine was priceless and unavailable, not even in the imperial palace. To save the general, the girl studied medical texts day and night, and while preparing medicine she accidentally cut her finger. As the girl cried in sorrow, the drops of blood that fell miraculously transformed into 1,000-year-old spiritual medicine. Now the general and the villagers could be saved.